If the bagpipe expresses the sadness and pride of Scotland and the sitar captures the mystique of India, it's old-time fiddlin' music that has come to represent the lively spirit of Newfoundland. Tonight we have the story of a remarkable man who's largely responsible for keeping that Newfoundland tradition alive.
He is 87-year-old Rufus Guinchard, who first picked up a fiddle when he was just 11 years old. Last month in Ottawa, he was honored with the Order of Canada. The Journal's Doug James went to Rufus Guinchard's stomping grounds in Hawke's Bay, Newfoundland, for the story of an old-time fiddlin' man.
This is hand-clapping, toe-tapping, foot-stomping down east music, the way it was meant to be played, fast and for fun. Nobody plays it faster, and nobody has more fun doing it than this man. He's Rufus Guinchard, one of the last remaining old-time fiddlers. 87 years old and still playing with the same drive and energy as musicians half his age. This is Rufus Guinchard's stomping ground, Newfoundland's northern peninsula. One of the roughest and most remote regions of the country, hard country where people live a hard life. At this time of year, the wind off the Atlantic his hard life, perhaps because of it, he always found time for fun.
Play the fiddle.
How come?
Well, I don't know. It seemed like I like to be doing. I like them playing. I like to be able to play too, like.
Rufus learned how to play on an old fiddle that belonged to his grandmother. He was a shy 11-year-old, and he didn't want anyone to hear him, so he always practiced by a window so he could look out and see if anyone was coming. That's how he developed his unique way of holding the fiddle. As a boy, he had to tuck it into his right shoulder so the bow wouldn't hit the window glass. Gradually, Rufus picked up confidence, and then he started to pick up the old tunes.
Father knew a few tunes. I learned from him, and then old Uncle John Peter Payne. That was another one. He used to play the fiddle. I learned a lot of tunes from him. So that's the way you learn, from one place to the other, see?
It's all by ear.
All by ear, yeah. No, I don't know any music. I don't know the first thing about it.
There was a time when you couldn't have found anyone in these parts who hadn't danced to one of Rufus's jigs or reels. Back in the 1920s and 30s, Rufus was so popular, hardly a night went by when he wasn't playing his fiddle in somebody's kitchen or at some party somewhere.
Rufus often would walk 15 to 20 miles up the coast, fiddle in hand, to entertain the people.
If I worked all day, and the young ones come and ask me to go and play for a dance for them in the night, that night, I feel like I had to go. I didn't like to say no, because I liked fun when I was growing up, and liked music, and I thought they were the same.
But times change.
Go. I didn't like to say no, because I liked fun when I was growing up, and liked music, and I thought they were the same.
But times change. The jukebox replaced the fiddle. Bars replaced the kitchen dances. Rufus and his fiddle were all but forgotten.
How did you feel about that when they weren't asking you to come anymore?
Well, I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't feel like they were going to want me anymore. So, and I couldn't go and tell them I want to go and play for them, because they was dancing different dances by this jukebox, and the band's playing is waltzing, and there's all of them up in the middle of the house, a little bundle, one over the other. There's no such thing as a square dance, but after that, when it was that playing, we used to play.
Must have been pretty sad to see that.
Oh, yes, so it was.
Some put away their fiddles forever, but not Rufus. He loved it too much. And sure enough, in the early 1970s, there was a revival of interest in traditional Newfoundland music. Once again, the sound of the fiddle can be heard along with the Streets of the Gulls in this fishing village just outside St. John. Kelly Russell is determined to preserve Rufus Guinchard's music forever. So far, he's recorded 60 of his jigs and reels. And for the first time ever, the tunes have been written down and published, so other musicians who read music can learn them.
Got it. That doesn't seem like it'd be too hard to learn.
Couldn't be, not for you.
See if I can get it.
Didn't think you'd have much trouble.
Kelly knows he's hardly tapped the vast reservoir of tunes. Some had been long forgotten, even by Rufus, but now he's remembering them. Like his old uncle, Rufus is passing the music on to another generation.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. Start again.
The melodies themselves are different. You won't hear those tunes. I would say about 80% of Rufus's repertoire are unique tunes, and once Rufus goes, the music goes with him. So it's important for somebody to learn it.
For Rufus and Kelly, the traditional tunes are a common bond. They played, together with guitarist Jim Payne, in England, France, and Japan. They were on the stage at Expo 86 in Vancouver. An amazing accomplishment for a man who didn't leave Newfoundland's northern peninsula until he was 72 years old. For Rufus, the music opened up a whole new world.
Well, I didn't know what to think of the first plane I got aboard, but I was not scared of getting aboard of her. But now I love to get aboard the planes. When I go somewhere, I don't want to go nowhere else, only on planes. I love flying.
Recently, he traveled to Ottawa to receive the nation's highest tribute, the Order of Canada.
He has been in the forefront of the revival of the art of traditional fiddling, ensuring, through the teaching of a new generation of fiddlers, that traditional Newfoundland fiddle playing will survive. Mr. Guinchard.
So I think that's the biggest compliment as far as Canada. That's a very honorary degree, that is. But honorary degree you can get in Canada.
Even when the party's for him, Rufus can't keep the fiddle off his shoulder. After playing for 76 years, he still won't say no when you ask him for just one more tune.
The music has been his life, really. You can see it in his eyes when he's playing, and there's really a spark that you see in him then, and I think that's probably when he's at his happiest, is when he's got the fiddle up to the shoulder under the crowd on the dance floor. You're pretty young for someone who's 87 years old.
I don't know, I'm still 87.
I don't think you feel it.
Oh, no, I don't feel that old. But
What do you think what keeps you young?
well, I don't know unless it is the music, going around playing the music. Now I love music and look to play it.
For the Journal, I'm Doug James in Hawke's Bay, Newfoundland.
Tomorrow on midday, seen on most of these stations.